Hello, Virgo. It's umomgtarot, and this is your Should I Reach Out tarot card reading. As per usual, I'm going to start with the astrology reading cards, and then follow it up with the tarot spread. So what I'm looking for with the astrology reading cards is the sign of the person that you're thinking about reaching out, that or the energy that they're bringing to the situationship, that you are bringing to the situationship, that should be pointed out. Right? Virgo, here we go. Alright. Virgo, somebody that mirrors you, your opposite, your mirror. Virgo energy. The energy around you is dutiful, hesitant, and humble, with a discriminating, diligent, and painstaking air. So this person may be in the shadows, may be very conservative, very private, very hardworking, and very creature of habits. Then we have Aries energy. The energy around you is dynamic and spontaneous. Crusading, impulsive action is likely. And with Aries energy, we have a person who is very independent, very creative, very impulsive. Well, yes, impulsive, but I would say a little more like energetic than the other ones. Just almost like Android 17 and 18 from Dragon Ball, where they have endless amounts of energy. They never get tired. It's insanity. So this person is a hard worker, and they have the intensity. They have ambition, hard work ethic. This person that you're thinking about. And then finally we have Pisces energy. The energy is wistful, endlessly loving, compassionate, and forgiving. It confuses and softens resolve. So we have a strange combination here. We have the polarity between you Virgo, and the sign Pisces, which is like the opposites. And then we have Aries energy, and there's a polarity there with Pisces, but not necessarily. The first sign of the zodiac, the 12th, and then the middle. It's a very strange kind of balanced out reading or theme. So you could be dealing with a Virgo, Aries, Pisces. So this person, independent, romantic, intuitive, with the Pisces energy, dreamy, willingness to forgive. Whenever we see that forgiveness energy, I go, what did you do? What did you do? All right? But the energy around you, productive. So it's like there's work involved in this. There's like, if some of you are like, should I reach out? But you know that reaching out involves some hard work and some ambition. So let's have a look at your tarot spread and see what's up. All right. I'm using the pre-Raphaelite tarot deck. I have all my decks listed below in the description section. Here we go. Oh, ow, that even hurt. I don't even know why my wrist was tired, but that was the card that popped up. And you know what? I never even considered that people would be pulling different cards rather than what is shuffled. Apparently, because some people want to see me shuffle, but like never even considered why anyone would like pre-populate cards or like pick certain ones and not like what is even the point? Like, so it's just not some. Maybe I just wanted to point out that I'm not doing that, whether you see the cards or not. I'm shuffling and then pulling the cards and putting them down. You never have to worry about that here. Oh, so the first card you got is the 10 of Swords. So I do, I'm going to say this to you gently, because I'm usually very rough on you, Virgo. I'm going to say this gently, that you done effed up at some point. You did. Because this 10 of Swords is felt, yo. 10 of Swords, you made somebody feel completely backstabbed, or you left somebody high and dry. You're like, you know what, you're crazy, bye. You do one of your Virgo things where you're like, you know what, I can't even, I'm gone. I don't care how you feel, I gotta go. Sometimes you guys have to do that, because you're like, I can't. When you can't even, you can't. You won't even. All right, and that's what just stands out in your mind when it comes to should I reach out, because that what you recognize is that it was a pain that was very harsh, like overkill. Like your worst enemy shouldn't forgive you for this. And some of you guys are starting out on that foot. And with that, understanding the fear understanding the hesitation to reach out. Now, also you could be worried that you'll end up with all these knives in your back depending on what you dated. We have the Empress card in reverse. We have growth. We have somebody that's very content in life, somebody who's moving forward and trying to, or they could be stuck. They could be delayed in moving forward with the things that they truly want. You know, they could feel an absence, and there's confusion around it. I feel like this person, my goodness, I called her the Empress, but it's the High Priestess. I'm sorry, guys. Didn't mean to front on her like that. You know what? Let me look at this card. This is pretty, and I don't think I've picked it before. That's pretty cool. The yin and the yang. She's blonde in this one. That's crazy. You get them pictures of the pomegranates. They're still there. There's a book. That's probably the scroll. That's probably represented by the scroll, which is the history of everything, the destiny. So, okay. Boom. Okay. Guys, let's back it up, because the Empress is... I feel like the Empress means even more... I mean, the High Priestess means even more than the Empress. She's like the everything the Empress is, and then some, because she's psychic. She's intuitive. She understands that the story has to go the way it has to go in order for the journey to continue. Like, she understands the broader purpose of things. Like, Cain had to kill Abel, and you know what? I shouldn't speak on that because I don't even know. In order for these people to go at war with these people, in order to free that country, which ended up starting the whole colony of which freed North America, and then like, you know what I mean? You know how events happen, and when we're close to those events, we're close to the timing of those things happening, we take it personal. We think that it's the worst thing ever in the history of everything ever, and unforgivable. But with the High Priestess, she understands that things have to happen in order for things to happen, and everything happens for the best. Or because they have to. Maybe not for the best, but because that's the story. She has a scroll, she's reading ahead, but she's not giving out spoilers, because she understands that that'll affect how things play out. So she sits there on her throne, very balanced, very in control, and very in power, calmly looking at her book, knowing what will be, and she has almost a smirk on her face. She's just kind of like, I'm reading that. Ooh, look at this tea. Okay, I'm so shocked that she doesn't have a teacup. She's just reading up on everybody. She even has a bookmark in some people's stories. Oh, that's where Jimmy lost his arm in page 362. She knows it all. So when you come to her and you're sad and afraid and you're whatever, she's like, don't worry. It's all good. You're going to become president someday. Don't worry about that crayon that you lost in kindergarten. You're gonna be heartthrob, washboard abs. So this person, it seems like, you know, they understand that this situation, it was a broader perspective moment in a story. It also feels like this person may be intuitive, very psychic, because, you know, they just have a knowing with them. They know the whole story. It's all in the back of their mind somewhere in some Akashic records. And this person, you know, I've learned that the High Priestess, the way that people see them is very attractive, very alluring attraction. So it's like the moon, you know, the moon puts a spell on you. So they have that type of effect on you. Then we have who are you? The Magician. We have the Magician card, and it's funny because the High Priestess... Wow, I'm sorry, indigestion. I'm so sorry, guys. So, the Magician is supposed to be the person that can craft together the words in order for them to land correctly to get the results that you need, that you want. The Magician, you know, it feels like a car salesman. Everybody knows they're sleazy now. No, not them. You're out of my examples, car salesman. This is the person who can exhibit emotional intelligence, kind of gauge the person that they're talking to and match their energy, but also give them the right words, give them the right tones, you know, create the right ambiance if they can, to be able to have some type of agreement, get each other to agree on something. You know, that's a little bit of ego, a little bit of mental, a little bit of feelings, emotional intelligence, just the right mix of every element. And that's so much balance that it's out of control. And the Magician, in his part of the journey, the fool's journey, he's the guy that has the blueprint. He has how to be human, how to get what you want in life, how to everything, how to human. And if you want to be a firefighter at the beginning of your story, I'm gonna go ahead and let you have some type of relative pass away in a fire or a fire related incident, or you be in a fire related. I'm gonna put that in your destiny, and then you'll realize, you know what I mean? And those are the things that people are like, oh my goodness, no, well, let him be happy his whole life, please. But that's not the destiny of somebody who came to be what they are meant to be. You know, and the magician understands that, so he puts people on that. I feel like the magician is like one of those like tricksters type, like, you know, people in the beginning of coming of age stories where like, okay, well, you can choose this or you can choose the blue button. All right, blue button will lead you to whimsical. You know, they say pick door 3 to get a bunch of stuff, and then you're like, oh, great stuff, and then they use like some type of limerick or something, or some type of homonym that you weren't aware of, and then it's a lion's den, like that. So I feel like you guys are gonna have to listen. It feels like there's some cosmic connection with this person, and it feels like you're gonna have to use some type of finesse, or everything is gonna have to work out. There may be magic synchronicity, and because the magician is associated with Mercury, and Mercury is your ruler, I feel like there's just some type of coordinates, or you'll have those right words, you'll have the things and the timing and the emotional. You'll have what needs to be, like, it's almost like you don't have to plan this. Like what you say, you don't have to think too much. You'll know things will just work out. Things will just, you know, there's an infinity halo over her head. I mean, over the magician's head, and we have the high priestess here. These are pretty heavy cards already. Like, we're 11 minutes in and I haven't even pulled all the cards. So then we have a victory here. And I think that if you reach out, you're going to experience something a little more exciting than you could imagine. You'd be a little more clever, a little more witty, a little more able to handle this situation with emotional intelligence than you ever expected. But I feel like, you know, maybe this is like part of like this whole destiny thing, where there's so much balance here, there's balance there, there's balance here, and then we have a bunch of like 1s and 2s, and like it just feels like there's a victory here. So there's a good thing that happens because you reach out, and it's almost like a predestined. Like this reminds me of like people who reach out and they go, oh my god, I was literally just thinking about you and I haven't seen you in 17 years. Like, I was just thinking about you and here you are. It's like those are moments where there's like proof that there's magical stuff going on that's making this happen, and there has to be a reason for that, right? But for some of you, it feels like a victory. That, like, it feels like validation. Some of you guys will have validation that your intuition is like, I knew it. I knew we should, like, I knew something was calling me to you to take action. We have a third party situation here with the 3 of Swords. And so I think that hovering over here with the Pisces energy, maybe you have a third party situation connected to a Pisces. Somebody has left you for another person, somebody who's in a relationship with another person, and it feels very sad and disappointing. Now, these are very contrasting cards here, because we have a victory and responsibilities here. Like, look, she's sitting on a horse and moving forward and people are celebrating, but her head's hanging low as if she's in her own world and the party is outside. But maybe there's humility there, maybe there's like, you know, even though there's a victory, there's still some regret or loss or retreat to self to process what's happening. But I think that maybe that what they're processing is this third party situation. Should I reach out? Should I reach out? I think so. But I think that, again, gonna have to be careful with how the words land. Gonna have to be intuitive. Gonna have to follow your instinct and exhibit emotional intelligence. But either way, the approach has to be very balanced. Can't come in hot. Can't come in cold. And I think you'll be victorious with that if you come in sincerely. Especially if there's like this big scenario. I think like this is being looked at as a coming of age part of this person's story. So I'm not saying that if you did the worst thing ever to this person that they'll necessarily be interested in coming back for communication, but I'm saying if the understanding, the comprehension of what happens has improved for them, or they've matured in some way, or they see things in a broader way, maybe they're partnered with somebody so they don't have any like resentment towards you, they've moved on so they don't have resentment, you know, it could go very smoothly. It could go smoother than you thought, and that could leave you feeling super satisfied. Even though there's disappointment here, you may be disappointed. You may be disappointed when you reach out to find that they might be with someone else. They may be in a relationship, or they may be in another, like, you know, situationship that you're not privy to, and that may be disappointing to you. But there is a victory to be acknowledged, even though the head's hanging low, that the lines of communication are open, and that's a good thing. I feel like this person may be an on again, off again person for some of you guys. Should I reach out again? I don't know if I should reach out again, because this person really is a temptation. That's what they've been. That's what they represent. Temptation. Because we know that the devil is like, okay, this person I don't need in my life, but I want them in, and I can't get enough of them, and I just want them. And some people have this issue, or with this person, the temptation, because they want them sexually. They like. There's a lot of lusty, or provocative, you know, themes in this card. It's like all the things that you don't necessarily need to be healthy and happy, but stuff that makes you feel good. You know, stuff you gotta sit down and talk with yourself about if it gets out of hand. All right. And some of you guys with this person, and once you learn about this third party situation, it may be devastating. Have to monitor your self-medication, and be a little more strict with yourself. Have that willpower of a Capricorn, and, you know, don't get lost in the juice, man. Right? So I think this reading has gone on long enough. So that is your reading. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. If anything resonates, please leave a comment. And if you'd like a personal reading, check out my description box for details on that. Until then, I will see you guys in the next reading. Thanks so much for watching.